People, welcome to Bethel Brothers Hot Rod. This is Project Chevy, the 65. It's gonna get some paint today, so stick around and stay tuned. Alright people, when last you saw this, I was talking about how some water got in mixed with the oil. Now, with propane, there is a small amount of water that comes through. It's a byproduct of the gas. Kind of like how hydrogen pumps out water out the exhaust pipe, propane isn't much different. Something, while Dave was up here, he was pointing it out, that the valve needed to have a vacuum line. Now, we both knew that, but with the type of top that you have to put on this for a breather, the vacuum lines are gone. Not only that, he was talking about a PTR valve back here that our dad ran off the distributor and just ran the line out the back, so if any excess oil built up, it would just spit out. And back in the day, that was the way you did it. But now, with the advent of new valve covers and vacuum lines, you can hook all that up and it will siphon out any excess water that is built up. Now, where our dad's from, it's like 22 below or 5 below. It is freaking cold in the winter time. So most of the precipitation up there is in the form of snow and ice. And it barely rains during the rainy months because it's so cold up there. So you might maybe get 1 month out of the year that it rains, and that's about it. Whereas down here, it does nothing but rain. There's fog, there's moisture in the air, it's humid, so it's more susceptible to sucking in this water. So Dave and Pickle both agreed that they don't think this motor's blown or in any kind of trouble. It's just sucking in water down here. So Joey and I are going to do some modifications, but before that, they're starting to get some rust through the primer. Primer is a permeable surface and it lets water through, so it will rust. Here's a little spot. So I got to sand that down. A couple other spots. There's another one somewhere. There's one. And then I'm going to shoot it with a coat of paint. That way it's protected and it stops it from happening, because we want to make sure this ride sticks around, and you know, we're going to do everything we can to do that. So I got to get this nasty, the old Ford seat out of there. Should take it to the dump, but not today. And then I'm going to paint everything, dude, and that's why I kind of got the hood off, because I'm going to paint clear up to this line. I don't want the water getting through, and probably this. So I got to tape, and take off stuff. I'll probably restore the badges too, like I was doing on the Apache. Otherwise they'll kind of look crappy against the new paint. So first thing I got to do is bullet out the air so I don't get overspray on everything. And there it is, people. All taped up and ready to be shot. Got the motor covered up. All the places I don't want to paint, I'm leaving those off and painting those separate because the emblems go on them, and I want to paint the back and the front. Tires covered up. Everything's taped and ready to go, so it's going to get its primary coat. So here's your before. That's what it looks like with just the primer. It's going to look a lot different when it's done being painted. Alright people, like always, I'm using Rust-Oleum. It's high gloss white. I'm going to be mixing it with mineral spirits. Even though it says paint thinner, it also says mineral spirits somewhere. There it is. Because it's oil based. So it'll be 2 parts paint, 1 part thinner. And it'll be bitchin'. Alright people, the side pieces I had off, they're all painted and hanging. And dun dun dun. Check that out, dude. Washing. Now this is just the primary coat, the first coat of the finished paint. And I'm gonna have to sand the entire thing because there's a couple runs in it. That's okay, I was going for coverage, not for pretty. The last coat will be a thinner coat, but there's some stuff to sand. Yada yada yada. Remember, primary coat. It's gonna get about 3 more coats. But there it is. I'm the first to admit when I'm not right, and that's often. So here's the deal right here. I didn't mix the Bondo load to cover the fiberglass hot enough, so it's bubbling up, and I have to take all that out. This is on the hood, yeah? This other side's fine, can't even tell, see? This side, it's showing some problems already, so I'm gonna have to sand all that off, re-Bondo it, but that'll be for a deal for tomorrow. All right, now I kind of got some stuff going on. As you can see, I got the fountain jamming down at the pond to fill it up a little bit. The fish are all like, dude, give us some water, so I gotta fill it up to the dam line. There's some other junk I have to do around here, and the paint has to cure on the Chevy. So, while I wait for the paint to dry, I gotta pick up all of my mess. So, until the next episode when I'm cleaning up all the chrome parts and showing you how to restore the badges, thanks for tuning in and watching Bethel Brothers Hot Rod. Peace out, baby.